What is going on, everyone? My name's Alpha, and today we are doing another Generation 3 challenge.
Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't honestly.
Yes, I know. We just did a new gen, and now we're going back to the basics. I promise you, we will have more newer gen videos in the future. But today we are doing a very special one, and it is called the UNOWN challenge, where we just played through the game with one Pokemon called UNOWN. UNOWN is a very special Pokemon in the Pokemon series. It has 28 different forms, A through Z, plus an exclamation point and a question mark form. And it also has one move for the entire lifetime. It can't learn any TMs, HMs, any level up moves, any hidden egg moves. So it is one move Pokemon, and the only move it has is hidden power. So if you guys are excited for this challenge, drop a like and comment down some challenges you guys want me to do, and I'll definitely read them and go through them. Maybe your challenge is next. This challenge was picked from the comments from last video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already as well. Also follow my Twitter for updates on my newer videos coming out. So we are obviously getting UNOWN, and luckily we got a modest nature one, and we did switch up the IVs to make it a certain type hidden power. If we didn't do that, we would have just tested out their hidden powers effectiveness against wild Pokemon until we find out what it is. So this was obviously just a time saver. It's not a cheat, but if you want to call it a cheat, then it's a cheat. I don't really mind. And also to add, we did put UNOWN in the Squirtle spot, and now our rival has a Bulbasaur, which is weak against Psychic. But also, this means our rival does not get an Executor, which is a grass Psychic type, which really can be a nuisance to UNOWN. And right, we also have a Mew that has all the HMs we need. We also have Fly on the Mew because it is more convenient. And as well, I did have some complaints in my recent videos where my HM slaves would have some levels and like gain some levels throughout the game because I do double battles. Now I'll avoid double battles from now on. As well, I won't use my Mew obviously because I can't use Mew in Fire Red Emerald because they do not listen to me. Our Mew is completely useless in terms of battling, but it is our HM slaves for this game. As well, we have an UNOWN that has hidden power Psychic, so we beat our rival from the start pretty easily. And while we're heading to Pewter City for our first gym fight, I do want to say thank you for all the great happy birthday messages. It means so much to me. There's so many that I've read all of them obviously. And here's just some of them. And here's my favorite one. Hey, I have a cool challenge you can try. Can you kill yourself? Also, happy birthday. Just want to add the little happy birthday at the end. I appreciate the happy birthday, and I don't mind these jokes as long as they're towards me, and as long as it's a joking matter, I don't mind these type of comments. So have a little bit of fun, but don't be malicious about it. Anyways, we head into Pewter City Gym. UNOWN is one broken Pokemon because it destroyed everything. I switched my UNOWN letter from S to Z, so it now looks like subscribe from this perspective, but it also just looks stupid, and we're just gonna completely ignore it, please, because it was a 1000 IQ joke that turns really garbage. Next up, of course, is the second gym leader, Misty, and Misty puts on a tough fight. She does have a Psychic Pokemon in Starmie, and it resists, and is one of the strongest Pokemons early on in the game, and we ended up not being able to beat her now. So we went to the route north from here and we beat our rival here, but we caught a glimpse of a new troubling Pokemon he has, which is Abra. Now Abra right now does not pose a threat, but later down the line it's definitely going to be something to look out after. Okay, we help Bill get out of his Pokemon form, we get an SS ticket, we head back to Misty's gym, we challenge her again, and for some reason UNOWN just always gets confused. There's nothing around it. UNOWN just gets confused all 3 attempts I tried.
What's going on, boys?
So after this, I went down to Vermilion City and beat all the trainers on each of the routes. Went on the SSN, beat the trainer there. We got an HM cut, and then we have to return to Misty, having a lot stronger, and now we're beating it down with our hidden power. We still could have lost this attempt because our UNOWN got confused again, but luckily we pushed through and Misty is no more. Next up is Lieutenant Surge. Now Surge, again, is a pushover. Everything he does makes no sense. His first Pokemon gets KO'd, his Pikachu gets KO'd, and then his Raiju comes out and paralyzes me instead of killing me, and then double teams and dies. It's not a big worthwhile fight, but an interesting segment of the game is coming out, which is Rock Tunnel. Rock Tunnel is obviously the hell maze of the game, where it's pitch black and you have to use flash to see your way if you want to. I prefer not to because I play these games for so long that I could walk through them. Yeah, I'm a super tryhard. You'll see how much of tryhard I am throughout the challenge. Another issue with our Unknown is that it only has 15 PP on our hidden power. After that is done, we have to struggle to death. Long exposures without Poke Center near us will be detrimental to our gameplay, so we have to keep that in mind. Ethers, Max Elixirs, and all those will be very helpful in the future when going through long dungeons. So next up is our 4th gym badge, which is Erica. Erica, of course, is a grass type gym leader, but most of her Pokemon are poison type as well, so they are very weak to hidden power Psychic. And of course, Psychic is the most broken type in all of Kanto. No worries there. As well, we go to Koga's Poison Gym, which all of his trainers have Psychic Pokemon. It's kind of funny that all his trainers around him can beat him in a battle, technically. Anyways, we sweep through him without much care. Our next important fight will be against Gary in Silphco. So this is his entire team, minus his Rhyhorn, and we get most of it done. Small things to note, his Gyarados can take my hit pretty well, so Gyarados will be obviously a factor in the future if I'm not careful. And this is his first appearance of his Alakazam fully evolved, level 35. Obviously it's very under level compared to me, but it still can lift a hit from me. It used Reflect, so lucky on us he doesn't know how to battle with it, but it still can be a threat later on. As well, Venusaur goes down and it's pretty much useless against us. And we go into Sabrina's Psychic Gym, which is pretty interesting because we do have our Psychic type on our own, but a modest Unknown is actually the most broken thing in the world. I mean, it does help that we're 22 levels above most of her Pokemon, and we sweep by her entire team pretty easily. Her Mr. Mime actually took a few hits, could have beat me if, you know, it did more damage, just didn't suck as a Pokemon. I actually like Mr. Mime, I take that back. But unfortunately, Alakazam for some reason does not have Shadow Ball, it just has Psybeam. And I would like to apologize for the noise in the background. It is raining outside for some reason. It just started storming for no reason. It rains a lot here in Illinois. Normally, the weather here is so bipolar, it's insane. Like one day it will rain, one day it will snow, next day it will be sunny. But anyways, we head into Blaine's gym. Blaine's Pokemon are pretty well versed in doing a lot of damage, and his Arcanine is fully evolved and pretty high level, so it does take a hit from me. So does his Rapidash, and they dish out pretty heavy damage. But luckily for us, Unknown is faster. The only reason we won that because Unknown outspeeds them. Next up, our adventures throughout the Sevi Islands to get all the items we want. We do get a PP up, which boosts our PP. Whoa, pause. Instead of 15 PP, we get 18 PP on our hidden power now, so we do have more PP for that. Next up, we have Giovanni's Gym, which is a ground gym. Most of his Pokemons are kind of useless against us because we do have Levitate as an ability. We sweep through him completely because his Pokemons that are part poison as well are weak to Psychic. What a breeze. Anyways, we do collect as much rare candies as we can. We end up with 8, and our Unknown turns to level 81. Now it's time for the actual Elite Four. Definitively, Lorelei is my hardest Elite Four member to fight of all time, because it takes some attempts to beat her with my Unknown. Firstly, he starts out with a Dewgong. Dewgong can do some damage sometimes, but if it use Safeguard, we 2-hit KO it pretty freely. And then Lapras out here is pretty annoying. It can lift 2 hits if I'm not careful. It also has Ice Beam, which can freeze me, as you can see. It has Confuse Ray and also has Body Slam, so a very obnoxious Pokemon if I give it too many turns to hit me. Her next Pokemon is Cloyster. We always kill it in one shot because special defense on Cloyster is not the best. But next up is Slowbro. Slowbro does not have the most special defense in the Slowpoke family line. It does have enough to avoid a 2-hit KO with my hidden power Psychic, and usually it puts me to sleep within those turns and then beats me. For us to get around this, we luckily put on a Chesto Berry as a hold item for our Unknown. We don't use any other items. We go back to our infamous, do we use any X items? We don't use X items, we don't use healing items during this, but we do use held items and a berry as held item. So luckily we get through that. Next up is her Jinx. a very tough Pokemon if it used Lovely Kiss, but luckily it hits me with Ice Punch instead. We hit to Bruno. Bruno, of course, as always, super clean sweep, nothing to worry about. In our Metronome challenge, he was pretty obnoxious. He kept killing my Clefairy. But here, it's pretty simple. Even his Onix, which have low special defense, are down. And we head into Agatha's. Agatha, again, is a pushover. We beat it in one try because Hidden Power against her poison types are insane. Yeah, she's more of a poison Elite Four than a ghost Elite Four, unfortunately. All her Pokemons are poison types, and a Psychic Hidden Power will deflate all her momentum. So we head into the next chamber, which is Lance's. So for Lance, he starts off with a Gyarados. His Gyarados will obviously attack me, whether it be Bite or Dragon Rage. Hoping for Dragon Rage because it does do a bit less damage. And his next Pokemon will always be Aerodactyl. Sometimes he uses Ancient Power, sometimes he uses Wing Attack. When he does choose to use Wing Attack, it is Ancient Power, because once I hit him once, he always outspeeds me, obviously. So he can outspeed me and use Hyper Beam in the following turn. And if he doesn't get any boost from the Ancient Power, which if he does get one, we have to restart. But our main concern is after Aerodactyl, which is his Dragonite. His Dragonite is level 60. It can take one hit from us, and it does do a lot of damage. And combined with the damage we take from Gyarados and Aerodactyl, we cannot just live freely against his Outrage. So we need to equip another berry, which will be a Citrus Berry. It will regain 30 HP once he hits us with a move. Luckily for us, any move he throws at us, we can live now. And he decides to use Hyper Beam. We live it, and now he can't heal up his Dragonite, and we can kill it for free. Unfortunately for us, when we use Hidden Power on these Dragonairs, there is a chance we can kill them in one hit, but it is a lower chance than I wish. So for the final Dragonair here, where I'm at 25 HP, oh no.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to die today.
It's so heartbreaking. I just needed just a better roll, and we could have beat him in a few tries, but then we have to reset, and we got really lucky with that reset. We ended up with 95 HP. We crit the Aerodactyl before it did too much damage, and then we crit the Dragonite, and then killed the two Dragonairs in one hit. So absurd run. And then the final chamber, of course, is the chamber against Gary Oak. Gary Oak will obviously start off with Pidgeot. Pidgeot will hit us with an aerial ace. Not a big deal. Same thing with the Gyarados from earlier. It is minuscule damage for the long-term goal. Next up is what we highlighted early on, which is a Gyarados. The Gyarados can live our hit pretty well. Hits us with a Hydro Pump. Luckily for us, we actually crit it with the second Hidden Power we hit it with, and now it's not a factor. Next up is the Arcanine. Arcanine does have extreme speed. Luckily for us, he opted out not to use his extreme speed. Maybe he didn't think it would do enough. Thankfully, we beat it. Next up, he sends out his Venusaur, which is just Father, and we kill it pretty easily. Next up is his final threat, which is Alakazam. As we highlighted when it was in Abra, it is a bit stronger now, but things haven't changed too much, I guess, because he sets up a Reflect. I use Hidden Power one more, and then we crit it with the next one, and he's dead. So he didn't even get to hit us. The threat are neutralized, and next up is his final Pokemon, which is Rhydon. Rhydon is a very strong Pokemon in his attack stat. However, apparently a very limited moveset, because Gary decides to Earthquake me when I have the Levitate ability. And unfortunately, that is the end of Gary's reign. As you can see my reaction, I am baffled that he didn't use any move like Rock Blast or anything. Anything would have killed me at this range. But he is just playing the long game now and just full restoring his Rhydon. We skip ahead to when he stops using it, and we 2-hit KO his Rhydon, and we beat the game with our Unknown. Luckily for us, we got through that really easily. This was such a nice run, such a simple run. I really enjoyed it. If you guys do want more Unknown runs, similar to my Shedinja runs, I would love to do multiple regions, multiple generations of this. Obviously, since Generation 2, they have added Dark type into the game, and Steel types in the game, which are counters and resist to Psychic. So In the future, maybe I have to route a better type move, which isn't like resisted or isn't heavily neutralized by the game. So I'll route that in the future. If you guys do want more unknown runs, I'll gladly do that in the future. I really had fun with this one. It was really fun. And I want to thank you all for watching all the way to the end. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. It means the most to me when I could wake up. I always love reading your question of the day answers. It really puts a smile on my face. Reading interactions between you guys and me, I feel like it makes the barrier between viewer and content creator a bit closer. And anyways, thank you for watching. It means the world to me that you guys have supported me all the way this far, and hopefully you guys can stay for the journey. Anyways, my name's been Alpha. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'm out. Peace.